Halloween, ladies and gentlemen, it came out a month ago, and here we are discussing it. What day is it today?
November 17th.
Yeah, literally almost a month ago. And it's been a while since I've been on the channel. Let's talk about Halloween, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
how did you feel?
Halloween was a good sequel.
You liked it? Did it answer some of your questions?
No. It answered nothing, but it wasn't, to say the least, it was an entertaining movie. Yes.
You were entertained.
Now, again, in terms of like it being a scary movie or a horror movie,
it does. That style doesn't affect you.
Like I've said before, I don't watch horror movies because they don't scare me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've seen it plenty times, and I imagine you didn't jump the first time either. But that was my first time watching it. I sat next to you, and I didn't jump once.
Yeah.
But it was very gory. Something that, you know,
the original was lacking.
From what I heard, you know, Halloween doesn't really do gore, which I appreciated because I like seeing gory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice how it connects to the original Halloween because it is a direct sequel.
Yeah.
I like that even though it's been 40 years, you know, it's kind of just like it picks up the last movie's momentum.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like, oh hey, it's been 40 years and a remake since this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't show that. You can't tell.
No, yeah.
Like it's natural, it's fluid. I digged it. It was good.
Yeah.
Next question.
Now, how did you feel about Laurie's newfound role? Like her new character, her new image, what she's gone through and how it affected her to become the person she is now.
Now, see, I can't really go much on that because I don't know what type of character she was to begin with.
Well, you saw the original.
Movies.
You saw the original.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
all you need to know.
Well, she was not
day one.
You know, she was like a scary teenager like
anybody else
any
would be
other
under
horror movie trope.
Yeah.
You know.
How did you feel, though? Did you feel that was not an accurate, but a believable...
What they turned her into would be sort of a natural...
progression of a person.
40 years, you know, you're living in constant fear and paranoia that, you know,
he might escape again.
Your killer's going to come back. And he's only so far away.
Yeah, only so far away. Not only that, but when the documentary crew came and they asked her, do you believe in the boogeyman? And then the guy was like, no, I believe in deranged serial killer Michael Myers. But the boogeyman... no. And that's the thing that had her, like, this is a common complaint that I've read. People are like, why did she turn into who she was with booby traps and all of that if they apprehended Michael Myers? But here's the thing. Take it back to the original. He wasn't just some serial killer that escaped. This dude was like evaporating into thin air from the bed sheets. Remember that scene where she's looking down? And she blinks and the dude's gone, remember? From the bed sheets. He pops up out of the bush. He goes to the bush. He's not there anymore. He's watching her from the classroom. She looks back. He's not there anymore. She stabs him in the neck. He gets back up and starts attacking. She stabs him in the fucking eye. Stabs him in the gut. He gets back up and walks away. And he keeps trying to pursue her. He gets shot 6 times. So he gets up and walks away and disappears as if nothing had happened. You know?
Mm.
This is not just some serial killer. That's why I feel it's a natural progression. And why it's natural to fear something because it had happened before, you know. He escaped one time, what's to say he wouldn't escape a second time, you know. And the first time that he escaped was on the eve of a transfer, exactly how this one played out.
Yeah. It
was bound to happen sooner or later, you know. How did you feel about the doctor, the new Dr. Loomis?
I didn't like what he turned out to be.
Yeah,
in the
end. No one did.
Like that's
a dumb storyline.
That's stupid. Yeah.
They needed a reason for Michael to go back to Laurie, because up until that point, Michael didn't really know Laurie was alive or didn't care for Laurie, you know. And Laurie's entire storyline was, I'm waiting on the boogeyman to come back, and he didn't come back just for her, you know. He was out and about killing at his disposal anybody who he just felt like it, you know. And then there was that whole montage. By the way, how did you feel about the whole the one shot take of him like just murdering everybody? Do you remember when he walks? He's like in the middle of town. Kids are bumping into him, and he grabs a hammer, beats the lady to death. the baby's crying. He walks past it, ignores it, and then he kills that chick in her house, stabs her through the neck with a knife. Do you remember that montage? That take scene. How did you feel about that? Gorgeous, right?
I mean,
it does nothing for you.
I'm not gonna say it's like a technical progress or a feat,
Yeah.
because it's not something that is
You haven't seen before.
Yeah,
You've seen that before.
Yeah.
The original was one of the first to do something like that.
Okay. See,
So
now
it was
that
a throwback to
it
that.
was a homage.
It was
to
an
that.
homage, and it was a throwback to that, because the original, remember, it opens up with you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Just some a
But
character.
it's Michael Myers.
It's Michael
like, under a
Myers.
mask or
Michael
something,
Myers
right?
as a kid, yeah, wearing a mask, and then that was all. That was actually like done in 3 takes, but it's meant to be shown as if it were one take, one shot continuous, and it was a throwback to that. But I love that shot. That was my favorite shot. One of my favorite shots. How did you feel about the ending? It ended too quickly, right?
I mean, I don't really know what to say about the ending because I need concrete evidence.
So yeah, I hate that about you. You can't just. You don't like European filmmaking.
I would like to believe that Michael Myers is dead, but like you were saying about the post-credit sequence is him breathing.
You just hear his breathing.
I don't like that. I mean, it could the ending could be seen either way, where like Michael Myers burned up, that's done, and then they're just escaping to God knows where, safety, whatever.
Yeah.
But then come the post-credit sequence, he's alive. What next? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I want to
tune
know.
in next week.
But I want to know.
Yeah. Did it answer who he was for you?
No.
No? Did you want to know? You still want to know more?
Dude,
what the fuck is this dude?
I want to know why he just can't be put down. Because he ages like a normal person.
Yeah.
Because the first movie starts off with him being a kid, and he just like from there he kills his sister, and then it just goes on from that. But like you said, the European filmmaking, like I want to know like why he's a supernatural being, why he can like teleport from here to there. Why every time he gets shot or stabbed or whatever, like there's no blood, and
he did bleed. He did bleed.
But still, he's just like
fine. They shot his.
He got his hand. He got his hand shot off. Spoilers. Well, not really spoilers, but it's like he didn't scream. It didn't phase him.
He groaned. He just went. Arr! He put the hand down, but he just continued.
Yeah, but if you got shot in the hand, would you be? Arr!
I'd file for like workers' comp.
Exactly.
Somehow I feel like at my job I would lose my fingers.
I would not. That's not the explanation. That's not okay. But yeah, I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
But
you didn't like the ending because you are a person that wants finite, concrete, the end.
Yes.
Like either he did or he didn't. You can't just have it left into suspension. But how did you feel about the execute? Like, let's say you did, all right? Let's say he died. Did you like the build up to the ending and the way it ended? And if you had known that he died?
I wish the ending sequences were a little bit more longer.
That's what I felt.
I mean, I understand it's a horror movie and it's not supposed to be like action filled or action packed or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Michael versus Laurie. I expected more.
Yeah, like Freddy versus Jason.
Exactly.
Something like that. I mean, I understand you can't fucking put like
karate moves.
A bunch of iron rods. Through, Laurie.
Freddy. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
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 But like she has a gun. She could be choked. She could be strangled. She could be tossed. Yeah. None of that.
Yeah. I feel like, especially the ending, how all 3 teamed up to fight Michael, that could have lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that exciting too. It was just like cowering and then like cat and mouse.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I wanted. I wanted like a little more action, like chasing. Everybody like a little bit more. A little fight leading up to him being thrown down. That was the perfect ending. I feel like just how suddenly it happened that he just fell down the stairs and they closed it. That was it, I felt like it could have been a little bit longer, a little bit more of a battle, to where finally, bam, he falls down, and then it's a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, dude, I loved it. I watched it.
Oh no, I know you did.
I've watched it 6 times now, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I've watched it 6 times, and I want to see it one more time before it's out of theaters, without a doubt. But overall, I rate the movie. How did you feel? Here's the thing, I feel like the teenagers' roles were kind of wasted, Like they were thrown in there, obviously, because they're family, but...
Cannon fodder.
Exactly, exactly, you know what I mean? Like there could have been more into that, you know what I mean? Like, her best friend died suddenly, and that was that. The little black boy, by the way, stole the fucking movie. He was fucking great. The little kid, the one that was all like, clipping my nasty ass toenails. Remember that little kid? Funny as hell. I just wish that the sequence where he's in the closet and then she opens the door and he just comes out and shakes her. You know that scene? That the little boy hadn't screamed like "oh shit" because everyone laughed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then like because like I love the theme song, the dun dun dun. You know that song? It's like scary. Like that has always scared me. And I feel like that moment alleviated that fear, that tension, you know? And so that moment, I feel like that theme, that part with that theme was like ruined for, not ruined, but like, I didn't like it. I wish that it had been saved for another moment, you know? Because I love that theme song, the chase scene. Like, do you remember the original where he appears from behind her and then stabs her in the arm and then she falls down the stairs and then dun, 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 like that, something like that had happened, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no comedic
it's
relief,
like a sense of despair.
Exactly.
Like
and yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's just like you're like fuck, like shit has hit the fan, you know.
Yeah.
And then I wish that's how it had been, you know. But instead, the little boy. But that's not a knock on him. That's not his fault. You know, it was a funny scene, great scene. I loved it. He did really great. One of the complaints that I've seen though is that people are like, "What happened to him?" Like, you know,
he just
blah,
ran
blah,
out
blah.
the house.
He ran out the house and he
probably went back.
Exactly what I would have done. But here's the thing: in the original, that was his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where would he run?
I was gonna
to?
say he probably went back home, but that was his house.
Here's the thing: Tommy Doyle and Annie Wallace in the original Halloween. Remember where she, after the attack's over and he's like on the floor dead supposedly.
Yeah.
She goes, "I want you to go over to the whatever and call the police. Tell them to get an ambulance. Do as I say." And then the little kids run off. You know. No one knows what happens to those kids either, you know? Like, you don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a throwback to the original, you know?
It's assumed that they're safe.
That they're safe because they got out of the fucking house,
and they
you
called
know?
the cops.
Exactly, because the cops showed up, Dr. Loomis, he saw them running and screaming and all that. And it's the same case here. You don't know what happens to Tommy Doyle and Annie Wallace, and you don't know what happens to, I forgot his name in the movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was great, though. He was really, really great. I dug his role. I'd like for him to show up in the sequel.
Coming from a non-horror fan, I enjoyed the movie. I wouldn't watch it again, but, you know, I wasn't bored. It was entertaining. That makes a movie good, and yeah, I enjoyed it. But it's not something, I know you're going to buy the shit out of it once it comes out.
Oh, hell yeah. The Steel book. I'm going to buy the regular book.
But I'm not going to buy it on Blu-ray. But, as, you know,
you're gonna fucking buy it.
I'm proud to say that, yeah, I watched it. I enjoyed it. It was good.
It was a good night. Halloween time, a good horror flick.
Yeah. And you were right about the resurgence in horror movies.
I told you.
Because Child's Play is coming out.
I told you. What I told you?
Puppet Master just recently came out.
I told you.
Leprechaun is coming out.
And they're doing
Candyman as
Leprechaun
well.
Returns, and then Jordan Peele is gonna do Candyman.
Yeah, Candyman.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So now we're just waiting.
Now we're waiting for.
Now we're just waiting on Freddy and Jason.
Nightmare on Elm Street. We're waiting on you, Friday the 13th.
And a proper Nightmare
on Elm Street.
That about wraps it up for this video. Again, thank you guys for watching and tuning in. It's been a while since we've collaborated, but this was fun, and we appreciate you guys for watching. You know, if you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned for future content. And we'll see you guys next time.